Real estate agents are closing as many deals through social media as the entire city of Miami sells in a year, and that number is only increasing. I called up Casey Galloway, agent Casey J, a real estate media pro out of Arizona and a YouTube educator, to dig into the trends that are shaping real estate media and also to find out a little bit more about how social media is flipping the industry on its head. Let's get into the interview.
I love how many people I've spoken to who are in the same space as you that have literally learned so much from YouTube and from content creators like yourself putting information out there. It just unlocks the door. And I think it's a really special part of this industry, isn't it? That people are so willing to help others to learn and kind of grow their skill sets.
Yeah, it's great. I actually get phone calls because I don't hide what my business is. So I'm getting phone calls probably once every 2 weeks. Somebody asking questions on how to do things, how to build their business, how to get new clients. And I have spent countless hours talking to people on the phone, helping them get started or answering questions on the simplest things. It's good to give back. I love doing that part of it.
I love that. I think it's absolutely amazing. And as I say, like it's such it's kind of this and DIY, right? Are the two industries that you that you kind of get that much support from people who have built their way up. And so you say you've got an agency. You're based in Arizona with 5 photographers under employment currently. Amazing. And how did you kind of start the business and get into the kind of media provider game?
Well, I was a real estate agent. I became a full-time real estate agent 2014, and I realized the people I was hiring to do my media, the service was horrible, and the product was just okay. And I thought I could do it better. So it probably took me about a year to actually figure out how to do it the right way, so it looked good and stuff. But I started doing my own listing photography, started doing people I knew their photography because they asked who was doing mine, and I said, well, I was. And then about 5 years later, I stopped doing real estate altogether and became full-time media person, doing
Amazing.
photos, video. And I started to learn about Matterport and the different digital twins of that time back then. And Giraffe is exciting because there's so many new venues or ways I could take it to use it for my clients, especially
Amazing.
with the cloud points and all the different things we can create from the new pro. The reason I called my company marketing is because I wanted to market the agents, not because most of the questions I was getting from agents is how do they promote themselves to get in front of new clients, to get more listings. And I realized I had a YouTube channel back then, and I was teaching agents how to start their own YouTube channel. And my channel was based on real estate and being a real estate agent. And then I created this marketing company to help them learn how to build their branding and using tools like what the Giraffe provides, where you can put all your branding in front of other people quicker and better than anybody else does. It just helps the agent that doesn't know how to do it. If you can do it for them or teach them how to do it, that's where my company came in to help people start doing that.
Fantastic. And I absolutely love that because that's a big part, as you know, of Giraffe 360's ethos, right? Is it doesn't stop. Like the role of a media provider has so much potential, right? Not to just stop at the file delivery, but actually, how does that agent market that property? How do they hit multiple platforms with content to kind of generate buyer leads and get people aware of who they are and what they do and where they sit in their market? So it's amazing that that's also kind of a big part of the ethos of what you do in your business. And so thinking about that today, what role do you see a media provider plays in listing marketing and helping agents sell property?
It's huge. The more a media provider can provide, or like the Giraffe, if you can take one camera through a house, for instance, and that one camera can create photos, the tour, video, social media packaging, all from one hour, 2 hour walkthrough of a house, and that agent gets everything they need throughout the life of that house. Get it in front of people on social media, get it in front of people on the MLS, all those different places, and then they can show that to their next client. That's everything. I mean, in the end, the agent is trying to sell a house, and that's going to get all the attention they need for that house. But also, when they go to that next listing meeting, they're going to be able to show them the package that they provide to their listings, and they're going to beat out the other agents that just show photos or just, put the sign in front and let it sit. When you provide them video, photo, social media, all this stuff, that's going to put them leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else, and that's going to make them come back to you as a media provider, but also me come back to you guys, providing me that material, making it so easy to provide that to my clients. So it's a win-win no matter how I look at it.
If you are a real estate photographer or media provider who wants to level up and offer a complete property marketing solution, check out the first link in the description. Giraffe 360 gives you an all-in-one platform that lets you handle everything from capture to delivery in a single seamless ecosystem. It's built to help you become the go-to-market partner for your clients, not just a photography supplier. You'll be able to provide agents with the tools to empower them to sell properties across multiple platforms and ultimately sell homes faster, all from a single scan. Check out the link below.
I feel like for you, it's a tried and tested methodology that you're kind of like seeing results from, right? Like you've built up your business to 5 photographers and working across Arizona. And so it's not a case of, oh, this would work. It's like, this is something that is working on a day-to-day basis for you and for your agents.
Exactly. Yeah. And what's great about it is, when I bring on somebody to teach them photos, video, all this different aspects in my business, it takes me a couple weeks if they have experience, it takes me a couple of weeks to teach them my process and how we do this with everything else. If I'm able to take the giraffe, and I actually gave the giraffe to my wife last week. She's seen me take pictures did the whole process. I had her take a giraffe through the house and do the process. The pictures came out great. It looked like somebody I had trained for weeks that had already had experience, went through a house, took the pictures, and was ready to go. And we got the full suite of products. So I love my wife, but she's not has no technology or camera ability, but she was able to take a giraffe and produce a really good product. So it was amazing what you can do with something like that. With people with experience, you can grow your business quicker. It's just leaps and bounds forward of where we are now.
Amazing. And you have the really kind of like privileged perspective of working on both sides of the coin, right? So you've been an agent and you know what it means to be an agent and what difficulties agents face. And you've been a media provider and grown a successful media provider business. So you're able to kind of come at this from both perspectives, which I imagine is super powerful for you and kind of is a big part of the success that you've built alongside all the hard work and consistency and your ethos on the space. But if you were thinking about how media partners collaborate with agents, and thinking about agents in general, what's the thing that you think every agent should start doing today to get the most out of the media that you provide to them?
A lot of my clients are doing video now, and we have a package where we include reels and things like that. And those are getting sales through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It sounds crazy. A lot of agents are having trouble wrapping their mind around that. But you're going to capture somebody's attention that didn't even know a house or a neighborhood existed until they watched your video. And then once they see that video, you become their agent, and they might not buy that house that you're exactly selling, but they found you through the social media, and you're gaining clients, and you are making sales. I've had a few clients sell through Instagram, just posting a quick reel video, and somebody that was in the area saw the video and decided to buy a house. So it's very powerful to get out in front of people in social media.
And I love that. And we had a very interesting chat with a very successful realtor recently, and she'd shared some anecdotes on scenarios where she, exactly as you just mentioned, she's posted houses on socials and people have interacted with that property and that property is sold, right? So they kind of can't buy that house anymore because it's gone. And with traditional methods of listing, so like a sign out the front or, posting it on listing portals, okay, people go, they see a home, they realize it's gone and they go back to the search process. Whereas with socials, if you're posting amazing content, you've got that person captivated. And so now they're going to also check your social media during their home buying journey and their search journey. So you've kind of won a lead, which isn't just for the home, it's actually for you and how you present property in yourself. And I think it's super powerful, isn't it? It's ultimately your own ecosystem. Yes, they have to log into the socials, but you're getting them into your kind of lead pool in a way.
Yeah. And I know from experience, you have thousands of people that are watching your feed that never say anything, never comment. They just watch. And then when the time is right for them, then they'll send a message or then they'll say something. I've gone years without people mentioning that they watch me. And then all of a sudden somebody says, I've been watching you for years. Can you help me with this? And I've never even heard of them before. But you just have to keep in mind, even your good friends won't give you a like or a thumbs up. They'll just keep watching. And it's just the way social media is. You just have to, even if your likes, your follows, all that might seem low, but you're getting hundreds of people watching and seeing what you're doing. And you're building that group of people that love what you're doing. You're building it up. You just have to be consistent. And something like what the Giraffe provides is giving them the ability to be consistent no matter what they're doing, because they'll get the same product, the same stuff going out. And it's if it's self-sufficient, it makes it a lot easier for the agent.
So we said kind of like, what can agents do to get the most out of their marketing and media? And I guess the same question for a media provider, right? What can a media provider do to play a bigger role in supporting agents' listing marketing and, reducing the days on market?
Provide everything you can. Every agent's a little bit different. Some love digital walkthroughs, some love photography. Even though if you could provide 10 things, here's a good anecdote. On my website, I probably have 5 different main packages, and they're all called top 1%. So it kind of gets in their head where top 1% of the realtors are choosing one of these packages. But they're all, one is digital twin focused, one is photography or video focused, and so on. And then I have the super luxury package where it includes everything. But usually when they don't want a floor plan, let's say, or they don't want the video part. So I give them the option. So I have to be able to present the best package for their personality or how they want to represent themselves, if they want to be in the video or not. So being flexible and being able to give them the best and give them the advice. I try to get everybody to choose the best package, but if I give them the best, no matter what package they choose, that's the best opportunity. If I give them the option to choose the package that's best for them, that's the best way I can serve them. And no matter what it is, if they choose the lowest package, they get the best product from us. Our main thing is customer service and providing the best options for them.
And so you've seen the shifts in dynamics and how things work. And so what are the main things that you think now make a listing sell faster, I guess, today, if you were to post it, versus 5-6 years ago?
Video and video, floor plan, digital twins are the 3 things that are helping people get on the forefront above the other houses. So if you're looking, I explained to my agents that are thinking about switching over to us, and I tell them, if you just have photos, same neighborhood, same house, you have one with photos, and then they have one with a video, photos, and a digital twin. You're not only selling to people that are going to drive over to look at it, but you're selling people that are thinking of moving to the area from a different state. You're broadening your potential buyers just by using those extra resources. So if you're able to do those extra things, you're going to have people looking at your house first or saving it to be the house that they want to go see last. But your house is definitely be on their list that they're going to go see. And more times than not, you're selling your house before they even look at it.
You kind of come in at that point, I think, once you've seen the property on social media, you've walked through the property in your own time, kind of taken that agency to look at the space in a virtual tour. You've looked at the images and the area. When you come to the property, you're just basically validating what you've seen already, haven't you? You're
Exactly.
as captive as a buyer can be when you're taking the decision to actually take a substantial amount of time out of your day or fly from a different state and to go and see it. You're thinking about your offer already when you walk through the door at that point, aren't you? Versus if all you've seen is a photo and then you go in, you're kind of like, okay, we're just going to have a look. And you really are just kind of like, shopping at that point.
Right. Yeah. Most people decide from what they're looking at, and you want to be the best looking one online. So that gives you all the ability of the products do that for you.
Amazing. And so for you as a media provider, how important is the time that it takes for you to get the assets to the agent?
It's huge. Everything, well, photos wise, we guarantee 24 hours. It's usually quicker, but that's our guarantee. And then everything else, 48 hours. And then, so if I can keep everything in that timeline, most agents, at least here in Arizona, call me today for photos tomorrow, and then they want the photos the next day. So the quicker, the better that we can turn around something, is a huge selling point for us, because even though I would love for them to plan a week ahead, and prep things and get things ready for markets, always in a rush because I really don't know why, but always in a rush.
It is always in a rush. And thinking about the Giraffe 360 Pro camera and all of the infrastructure and kind of AI breakthroughs that we've made, we're now in a position where with the Pro camera, we'll be able to get listings back to you as a media provider the same day that you capture. What impact would that have on your workflow and your relationship with agents?
Well, that would be huge if we could get everything or most everything back the same day. That would give because on my end, I would probably still deliver it the next day unless somebody needed an instant turnaround. But I would like to go in there, put our agent for marketing tweaks and things, put certain things the way we want it to look, and then present the whole package. But being able to get it back the same day to put it together for our particular clients, however they're wanting it, and being able to deliver that to them the next morning when they're waking up would be huge. I mean, everybody loves a quick turnaround and waking up to everything being ready to go.
It's the best surprise ever, isn't it? When somebody says, "Hey, I'll be with you next day," and then it's actually with you next day. And I guess with the improvements in terms of like the pace, right? So like that we can provide to media partners, getting those assets back the same day, as you mentioned, gives you the power to then take control of that. So it's like, okay, we've got it back same day that we've shot. Now we can apply branding, we can package it up, we can get everything ready for the agent, so it's perfect. And that first impression is like ready to go the second the agent kind of receives it, and you're able to do that on a much shorter timeline than with traditional methods.
Right, exactly. And it makes them look good to their clients too, because they're able to present this giant suite of products. Oh, hit everything. Sorry. They can introduce this giant package they can introduce giraffe package of different things to their clients that same day. And they're going to be amazed by the video quality, the walkthroughs, all this stuff. Just makes them look good as well.
Yeah. And we know that the majority, the number of homes sold annually via social media equates to like nearly the same volume that we see sold in Miami and Florida, as an example. It's like huge, like the number of properties that are actually being sold on an annual basis directly via socials. How much of when you work with agents, how much is them asking you for social media content, and how much is you kind of like pushing the value to the agent of adapting their workflow to work with kind of the new buyer dynamics and hitting socials first?
All my agents are asking about socials. 25% actually go through with it because teaching them about social media and the power of it is a hurdle, no matter the age. The younger agents are a little bit easier to explain and show. The older agents are definitely a little bit harder, but I would say 25% actually use social media like they should. They all ask about it. They all want to do it, but they just feel like it's going to take too much time to do it. So we actually have my marketing person. She runs people's social media for them because we create the content, we do the content, and we put it out there for them. So something like the Giraffe, where those agents that don't want a full-time manager, or maybe it's not in their budget, but if we provide social media for them, maybe it'll give them that extra confidence just to use what we're providing, just to add it, put tags in and stuff. They're so low on how many people use it. It's crazy here in Arizona. Anyway, it's mind-boggling to me.
And do you see a correlation between the agents who use social media well and those agents' performance versus the ones who maybe don't leverage all of the kind of value of social media?
For sure. I got two big teams that use social media all the time, and they're doing video, big on Instagram and a little bit on YouTube, but mostly it's Instagram right now. And they're getting constant clients, new buyers, new sellers through that social media. And then I have another team that does it the other way, where they're doing flyers, and they probably get the same amount of new business, but one team is spending all their money on print media and all those other options when all they have to do is do that same thing in social, and they would get the same result. Probably better. It's hard. Obviously, it's hard to tell what is best, but in social, it just makes more sense because you're getting in front of more eyes.
Yeah.
When you send out a postcard, you're just in front of that one person who probably doesn't even look at it because it goes into my junk mail.
100%. And I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's like which one is best. Like for some agents, like their print works really well. For some agents, email works really well. For some agents, social media is reaping benefits. And the reason that I guess historically they don't do them all is because the complexity and time required. And that's why
Right.
we're kind of so focused on enabling that multi-channel marketing. So you don't have to choose listings, portals and socials and kind of neglect everything else. You actually, from that one capture, have that full suite. So the agents don't have to make that difficult decision of which works best for me. It's not an exact science. They can actually go
Exactly.
in and use a media provider to hit the entire kind of landscape with content to market the property.
Exactly. And if you provide everything in the delivery, that you, like you said, they can choose what they're wanting to use. They can use it all or parts of it. I had a client the other day that's been using me probably since 2002 or 22. I don't know why I keep saying early 2000s, 2022. And he usually has his, administrator order our photos and stuff. And I was asking him, cause I saw that he used somebody else for I could tell it was somebody else's Instagram social that he put together. And I go, how come you're using somebody else for that? And he goes, well, what do you mean? I go, well, I had to explain to him what I provided. He didn't realize that we do video, websites, all this other marketing stuff. He just thought, because he never looked at the website, he just thought all we did was photos. And so, I gained a whole bunch more business from him because I took the time to talk to him. No, the old self would have just ignored I thought maybe he wanted two different people to do different things, but he didn't even realize what we provide. So now we're putting into our emails everything we provide, along with, hey, we got your photos, but here's other stuff we do just in the auto thing. So no matter who opens the email, they see all our options. It's just weird. So if we're sending a package or a suite of things, they can see everything that we are providing. If we send it all to them, then they choose. We avoid that in the future.
100%. It's like quite a small switch in your workflow, which basically equates to educating the agents on how rich a kind of portfolio of content you can provide for every listing. That then opens up that door, and I guess on average probably increases the kind of size of the order that the agent makes with you as well, because they're seeing the value in the content and the awareness of all of the content that you can provide.
Exactly. It's we make most of our money in add-ons. So the more I can provide the agent, and the more they'll pay for, the more money our company makes, so we can grow and do better ourselves, which in the end is the whole idea of starting a business. I don't want to just live day to day. I want to be able to provide for my family and everything. And what the Giraffe provides is definitely one of the tools we're going to be using, or we are
Amazing.
using.
I was going to ask you that. So you said that the majority of kind of the majority comes from the add-ons. And so how does Giraffe enable you to sell more of those add-ons, and how does it enable you to kind of scale your ability to offer those add-ons to the agents?
Yeah, well, like I said, right now we have our marketing person that does all of our social media and then also runs other people's social media. If I could take stuff off of her plate, with the Giraffe automatic social media, the videos it puts together, all these pre-made things where they're usually taking time making the Instagram posts, doing all this stuff. Even for the clients that were running their social media, we're creating all this stuff created for them, saves us a ton of time. One of our huge things is floor plans, and with Giraffe, adding the floor plan automatically while we're going through doing the scan, that's an upsell. Social media is an upsell. Digital twin is an upsell, especially a edited, nice looking digital twin is amazing. We get so much feedback compared to the old digital twins we were making, where it's just you stick the camera, take the picture, and it is what it is. With the Giraffe, we get high quality, nice, clean. It's like taking a picture, putting it in the virtual tour, and you get a nice instant view of what people are looking at. So these are all upsells that we can provide. One of our taglines is not just photos. So I can take all that stuff I create and put it in our socials, and that's going to grab people's attention, and that'll just increase our sales when they see a Giraffe video or the photos or social media, and they go, "Oh, how did you make that?" I go, "Well, it's our Giraffe package," and then we just go from there. So just all those add-ons, and what's great is it's a time saver because we're going through one house one time with one piece of equipment. And then all that, I'm paying one photographer his time. and his expertise to go through the house. But then all those add-ons are just extras because I pay the one person for that one thing. But then all that extra is just extra income based on whatever packages or add-ons we could sell to the clients.
It's super valuable to the agent as well, right? Because you've gone from just kind of maybe the virtual tour and the still images to, without any additional time, on your guys' side, you've got the drone fly-throughs, the cinematic videos, the social media ready content, the virtual tour, the floor plans, the stills, the listing description. There's just like a plethora that you provide. And thinking about that, it is quite a wide package that Giraffe provides alongside the services that you guys deliver. So how do you pitch it to an agent? Like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Like, how do you kind of pitch it and what works for converting agents?
Like I said, I use the top 1% psychology. So I have a large package and then a basic package, and then I have the sweet spot package. And, the agents, a lot of them don't know what they want. So they're going to be reaching out to you to tell them what they want. The pricing is the pricing. You just have to work around the pricing. Sometimes it's out of people's budget or whatever. But the way the Giraffe is there's more. So if you do photos and video and a few other things, it's going to take a lot more time for their clients to get out of the house, get the house ready if they're still living there. But if you're able to sell the agent on, we can do more in a little bit of time. We go through the Giraffe one time. We just have the people leave the house for this little bit of time. Then you get all of this compared to this is the same amount of time. We're going to schedule my photographer to be there. We're going to schedule the videographer to be there. We're going to have to get ready for, well, like you said, the drone fly through. That thing's going to be a game changer for most agents. They all want that instant fly through thing. And if you could provide all that with the client just being out of the house 1 or 2 hours and give them everything, that'll help sell to my agents, will help sell to their clients, just the time saving on their side and then all the stuff that they get. So I would sell it as a top 1% package, and they get all this in a quicker time frame and all that other social media type stuff. It'll help promote themselves. I know that was kind of a long-winded answer, but
no, it's perfect. Yeah, it was really good insight in there. There'll be a lot of media providers who kind of watch this interview or have these types of questions of like, okay, great, like it's giving me a lot more and I'm getting a lot more power, but how do I actually kind of like convert that to, agents working with me and my brand? And so, yeah, I think it's a fantastic answer. And you touched on socials there and the power of caution, splat videos, et cetera, but from your experience with socials, what is the best performing kind of format for agents to sell property on socials?
Instagram and YouTube. YouTube is a lot more work. So Instagram for the beginners. And then if they want to expand into YouTube, we have one client that's huge on YouTube, gets all of her, or doesn't get all of her, but she creates everything in YouTube and then converts it over to Instagram at the same time, but has a huge following in the YouTube world and gets buyers and sellers selling properties all the time through one of those mediums.
Amazing.
Facebook, I'm sure, is helpful, but everybody I talk to, they all push towards Instagram is where they're getting most of their buyers and sellers currently anyway.
Interesting. It probably matches up to the market demographics as well, right? Like the Reels users and the Instagrams. There's probably a lot of that is TikTok's kind of like that. I think that a third of TikTok is 25 to 35, something like that's kind of like the age bracket. And that's kind of where there or thereabouts where your first time buyers are kind of sitting. And then Instagram
Right.
Reels is a little bit older. So you actually have a lot of first time buyers, which are the dominant home buyers in the US at the moment is first time buyers in that kind of millennial age range. And that's where they live digitally, right? Is Instagram and Instagram Reels. And so that's probably why we're seeing this kind of, coincide and correlation between Instagram and YouTube performing really well and first time buyers and millennials being the dominant home buyer categories. It's kind of, like the perfect storm for agents who can capitalize on it.
Yeah, exactly. We're actually pushing agents to start using TikTok more. Very few of them use TikTok, so I can't use that as a reference on how well it does. But I personally think it does really well. I watch TikTok all the time. I have a couple channels. I have a few different social media presence. My wife and I do a TikTok. We have 50,000 different followers on different things. It's just crazy. So I think it's important doing social media. I'm big on teaching people social media. So we're really pushing the TikTok angle for agents, more so as an experiment to see how well it does here, but very few are doing it. So if you're one of the few doing real estate TikTok, you're going to be one of the top ones, at least here in this area. I don't know about UK or any other areas how prevalent the TikTok is.
Yeah, it's massive. And I think I should say, like, there's whether like how big it is up to be seen, right? Like how many leads you can generate from TikTok as an example. But if
Yeah.
you are an agent who's hitting all of those, so TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, listing portals, email, like, then you are definitely capitalizing on all of the available opportunity for the listing leads. So kind of like producing the days on market and kind of those seller leads. You're building up that brand. So kind of the next person who comes sees what you've been doing for some time. And I think there's just so much power in being the agent that hits everywhere if you've got kind of the capacity to do so. And I think that's where we really see, as I mentioned earlier, Giraffe is giving agents and media providers the capacity to doing it while still being able to spend evenings with their family, right? It's kind of, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amazing. And you've used Giraffe for a little while. What would you kind of say is the most underrated feature of the product?
Probably the virtual tour. You know, I was blown away. I teach people Matterport here in, I don't know if they have Zillow tours there in the UK. I don't know how big Zillow is across.
Lots of our US agents are very familiar with the Zillow tour.
So I teach people how to use those, but those you can't edit them. It's I actually created a whole different business because you couldn't edit Matterports. That's a different story. But the Giraffe, you go in and scan it. The first one I got back, I was blown away. It's like the photos, like the panoramas were edited, scanned, and every agent person I show it to, they're just blown away. I mean, I had one agent share it on X and got hundreds of views when normally they wouldn't have gotten any views from a X post, it had to have been on Giraffe where I saw this information because I wouldn't have been able to get the data anywhere else. But it showed me how many X posts were looked at, how many Facebook, all that data. And I spent a day looking at all this stuff because it was information I didn't know. So I'm still learning about all that. But yeah, the digital twin was huge, and I'm really looking forward to showing people the fly through. I think that's going to be taking all that over because that's going to get so many people attention, and we could take that one piece of footage and put it in everybody's social and on the MLS and everywhere else. So it's going to be, I think that's a next level game changer. Most people don't know what Gaussian splatting is, so being able to show them a drone fly through, that's perfect.
Amazing. And you've been in this game for some time now, and so there's been so many technical advances over the last kind of 5, 6, 7, 8 years and beyond. And there's a lot of noise, right, for media providers. Like I guess if you go on your Instagram, your ads, or in socials in general, your ads are going to be seeing so much that's targeted towards you. And you've probably tried a lot of that out over time, right? Some things have worked, some things haven't worked. But kind of your honest opinion, like what innovations that have come to market over the last few years have actually helped you and your agents sell listings faster, and which are maybe like a little bit more of a nice to have?
It's a good question. I've tried everything that comes out. I'll try to see if it works for me. Even if I don't think it'll work for me, I try it for agents. I can't put a pinpoint on anything specifically that I tried that didn't work out. Camera started shaking. Sorry. I can't pinpoint anything that, it was more of things aren't good enough. Like for instance, Matterport, it's good, but there's no control unless I pay for a third party to overlay stuff on top of that. There's no control of what the Matterport gives me. It is what it is kind of thing. And that's frustrating. The same with the Zillow tours, all the tours that anything that can be, the more I could do on my side, or the more that's provided to me that is customizable, the better. Because I think here in Arizona, people wanted a certain way, they want a certain look. If I had to do this, the Matterport, for instance, I'm getting less and less people ordering it because it's just I can't edit it, can't make it look great. It's just kind of what the house looks like kind of thing. and that's frustrating to me. So I don't push it as much as I used to. I just push people to floor plans now, or I did anyway, because they get what the house looks like in a quick one shot. Being able to provide a digital twin that I can have a little control of, overlay text, do a video, various things is a lot better than just walking through. I know I didn't really answer your question, but there's too many things that I've tried that I can't even think of that aren't working now.
I think you did answer my question. I think what I kind of got from it is that there's a lot of tools out there on the market, but the ones that have become like a consistent part of your workflow are the ones that deliver high quality, but also give you as a business like the autonomy to take some control over those assets. And so rather than it just being a single, virtual tour as an example that you can share with your agents, it's something that you can edit, something that you can make look good, and something that you can package into multiple kind of content formats for them to use in multiple locations. So it's where you have the control to do what works for your customer. That's what's kind of been retained within the business.
Yeah, that is exactly what I said. You said it a little bit more concise, but that's exactly what I said.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, I guess one last question, and it's one that we always ask people, and it gives a really interesting answer. No pressure. What's the what's the kind of the winning sentence that you use to win an agent meeting?
What I always talk when I'm talking to people or we're presenting, we're customer service first, amazing photos next, but we're not just photos, and that's pretty much where we are. That's how I present ourselves. That's how our team present ourselves. We're 100% customer service, and being able to be flexible for our clients is, our clients, as you know, realtors work 24 hours, weekends and stuff. We answer the phones after 5 o'clock. We answer the phones on the weekends. We're just always there. And I think it's important. And giving something like the giraffe provided to people is, can't wait to get the pro out there and get it going.
Big thanks to Agent KCG for a super insightful chat. And don't forget to check out the link below for an amazing deal on a Giraffe 360 subscription. See you in the next interview.